How you doing, Sprinkles? Can I borrow a lighter off you? Because I need something to light up my life today. No, I'm actually joking, baby dolls. Pump Fun does not market itself and it's still popular. All right? Cryptocurrency industry was shocked when Pump Fun came out into the industry in 2024. Now, Pump Fun website, obviously, is straight cancer. How it works. Pump allows anyone to create coins. All coins are created fair launch, meaning everyone has equal access. I'm ready to pump. Okay, so you have this junk out here, and then you just have, here you go. You'll see absolute skit stuff here. Bzz, bzz, bzz. Like, how do you even make sense of this? We have a fat Jerome Powell. There's all a bunch of junk cancer, and any news event that happens, you have an Asian dude saying maggot with watermelon out here. So yes, whenever any news event happens in the world, people like instantly, they'll just spam different JPEGs and pictures and words related to the news event, trying to scam everybody. Now, here's the thing. When Pump Fun came out first, it was really controversial because people were like shocked at what was happening, but you got to remember this. Pump Fun got popular because it was a natural and organic response to the Soylana Sol price pumping hard. Okay, so what we see right now, actually, you and I just see pretty much soy on the soy BTC ratio like this. But at the time it was pumping, it was glorious. Okay, this is a lot of money coming in. Okay, inserting up here. Actually, Pump Fun, if I remember, pretty much comes out here. Right? Pretty much, I think, comes out here and here. Notice how the big move's already done. You notice that? This is like part of the euphoria. That's why what Pump Fun's doing, and it just existing, it's taken people by surprise because they're looking at it like, wait a minute, you're like extremely risk-taking, savvy, a lot of like, you know, drug-induced phenomena with a lot of the users and stuff out here. There's 150,000 daily active users on it, by the way. And yes, 99% of them are poor. 99% of them lose. I mean, it's more than 99%, okay? But they're still there because I guess there's that dopamine hit. Yeah, it's kind of like, friends, you literally ever go to a casino? You look at people like, bro, you haven't even won today. Like, why do you even come here? Just some people, unfortunately, humans, it's very sad. Like, we are just prone to the dopamine hit, right? And the casino with the lights and the oxygen and whatever it is out here, just the lights of just winning money. Yeah, some people genetically are predisposed to, yes, never wanting to quit. Okay, so they're willing to sit through all that pain for that tiny bit of a dopamine hit and just continue. Okay, so that's actually what happens in Pump Fun. Everybody's trading all these junk trash, and all the coins are in pretty much like they just end up like Dave Portnoy's coins. You just down. Just a regular American guy, by the way. Did I ever tell you I was a regular American guy? You know, so it's funny. It's funny. But here's the thing, man. They all know what they're doing. That's why you don't feel real bad for them. It's like people at the casino. Like, look, man, you know what you're doing in here. You know. But also, they're genetically predisposed to it. So, society, we're going to have to catch up with this. But crypto's so bleeding edge that no one even thinks this way in crypto, right? Because we just literally look like a bunch of drug users. Past drug users, current drug users, or future drug users, by the way. You're like, yeah, how you doing, mate? How you doing? That's pretty much what we all look like to the rest of the world. Until, you know, crypto keeps pumping even higher and then everyone realizes, oh my gosh, that crack addict was onto something. Remember, that was Bitcoin at one stage. Okay? So what ended up happening is people ventured into shorter duration crypto investments and devolved into 72-hour life cycle coins. So in crypto, right, everyone used to play the whole cycle, kind of, not really, okay, but they just play the whole cycle. There's only like 10 coins to choose from. Then it became 100 coins to choose from in about 2017. Then it became like 3,000 coins to choose from in 2020. Right now, not joking, there's literally like 18 million coins. It's just too many coins. You have no idea what the hell is going on, okay? So it's all about the network effects, right? There's too many coins, not enough attention, yes? So people responding to Pump Fun, it's just a marketplace. It's a response. They say, oh, we've noticed a trend where all these coins get made. None of them have real product market fit. The token founders just dump on the bull market. They say the thing's going to have an amazing roadmap. They just dump and then they leave and then they go make a new project in the next cycle. People, they learn from that too many times, 3 times, okay? They learn from that as each time, right? And by the way, as each time happens, Bitcoin keeps marching on with power, as you can see, right? So Bitcoin keeps marching on. So that's why they did it with forking Bitcoin with Litecoin. Then you had Ethereum ICOs. Then you had freaking Uniswap. Then you had the meme coin culture casino. You see what I mean? So, but each time, the duration of how long people are willing to hold, it gets shorter and shorter and shorter. So now it's actually real, right? The average life cycle of a pump fund coin is 72 hours.
Put your hands up in the air. 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 Put your hands up in the air.
Pointy elbow straight into the air, my friends. So remember, they only did this because they realized 99% of altcoins are absolute dog poop and you can't hold the pump anyway, where insiders keep dumping on you. Okay, so a lot of people blame Pump Fund for everything. And by the way, the founders of Pump Fund made like something ridiculous. Is it like $500 million or something? It's like something huge. I think $580 million. The Pump Fund found. Yeah, it's literally almost a billionaire just from it. But no, it's a response to the marketplace. Like when everyone keeps losing, casino players go play something else. You know, it's kind of like that. They don't want to leave the casino. They just go to a different table or go to a different casino game, right? It's kind of like if everybody was getting robbed on the slot machines and they're like, oh, let's go to blackjack. I see some people winning there. And everyone just goes plays blackjack, okay? But they're still in the casino. They're eventually going to lose. And they don't care. So you get diluted from multiple new narratives, coins, and chains emerging, which is very difficult because this is the thing, man. In markets, right, especially in crypto, people have good intentions all the time. So yeah, there are scum trying to take our money, but a lot of people just want to add value. The problem is that just no one knows how to. We're trying memes, cults, religions, but the volatility of the business cycle is like horrific, yeah? It's extreme. Nothing I've ever seen before, anything, right? But for the most part, most people, friends, you're getting diluted. New narratives, new chains, new promotion. They're like basically just sucking away the mind share from you over time. You're bleeding out over time. That's why you really got to make sure you're in a meme cult religion because these people will never leave, yeah? If they never leave, you have the heartbeat, the basic pulse, if you will. You can do all the marketing you want, but it doesn't bring people in when your native spear coin is down. So as you saw with Soylana going up, friends, it brought people in. So Soylana moves up, and you can actually see it. Soylana moving up against BTC. It moves up, and all these people are coming in, and then you have the euphoria and stuff out here. You even have bangers coming out. Yo, 2 party stay the Soylana girl's house. You have that stuff coming out here, right? Remember bangers? Bangers! Woohoo! 2 party stay the Soylana girl's house. Right? That can only happen after the spear goes up. The native token spear. Okay? You can't do that when everybody's still poor. Okay? You can do all the marketing you want when it doesn't bring, but it doesn't bring people in when your native spear coin is down. So, for example, let's take the opposite of that. Bitcoin didn't do any marketing for its poopy JPEGs on there, right? Like the Bitcoin ordinals, okay? So just type in, and Bitcoin have some other dog shit ones that just like Bitcoin ordinal JPEGs. Yeah, some dog poop garbage. If you hold them, it's gonna be all right, friends. But you know what I mean? Just look, it's just like, you know, it's just the fact that it's on Bitcoin. That's the only thing that's unique. Oh, it's on Bitcoin. The JPEGs on Bitcoin. It's just punks and stuff. They have other stuff as well, okay? But no one marketed them, right? It was just Bitcoin's price went up. Remember, it went from a big amount, friends. Remember, the Bitcoin spot ETF happened. So Bitcoin went from, it was 15K, and then it started moving up to 30s, and then it moved up 40, 50, and then it hit the 65K. So this big move up, it erected all those big JPEG flushes, and people want to do Bitcoin DeFi and everything out here, okay? Remember, Bitcoin's got zero technology pretty much. Very slow, old. But because Bitcoin's price went up, it just creates a market for like this discretionary extra luxury spending, which is like optimism in your city because they're digital cities. And then you have altcoins. That's what people do. They invest in parts of the city, okay? Remember, the only effective marketing is the spear coin rising. Now, this is Ducky's Kingdom. Quack, quack. Okay, so, and I've seen it, friends. Literally, the only effective real marketing is the spear coin going up. But it's a chicken and egg problem, isn't it? It's like, oh, but if you never market, the coin never goes up. So what do? Well, you can't just like do nothing, but you got to understand when the business cycle's down, doesn't matter what you do. but everybody holds the line. They hold the fort. When the business cycle goes up, what we've seen is there's so many people that just want to get into crypto. Now you got to have a loud megaphone and you've got to get everyone in. Okay. But you can't make something out of nothing. Yeah, you need the business cycle to just take over. That's global liquidity rising. And see, we're all correlated and connected, which is very easy to understand. But a lot of people don't like that because to admit that means you admit you are not a special snowflake. You actually rely on everything else. And people don't like that because if you're in a cult, right, or a strong community coin, you don't like the fact that you can be taken down from the rest of the market going down, because then you admit people just sell your coin because everything else is down. They don't actually really believe as much as you believe. That's why it hurts them a bit to even go through this scenario in their head. Now, what we can do is, friends, we can take some examples and actually cherry pick coins, okay? But look at this. Not even an Ethereum spot ETF could send Ethereum higher, and hence everything on it becomes poopers. Okay, but how to get the spear coin to rise now? You know, so remember, I've just given you an example. You just got to wait for the business cycle. That's the juice. But there are some key examples of coins that have gone up uniquely, but man, it's literally less than 1%. And I'm not joking. Out of 500 coins, we got like 4 or 5, yeah, that have actually held the bid. There are some coins, remember, friends, like Fetch and Floki, they went up in 2024 last year, but they've just come back down anyway. They've done a big fat round trip. So they just had like a nice rise up, but they haven't held anything in particular. And remember that Ethereum spot ETF wasn't even enough to freaking get us to move up, friends. Ethereum spot ETF, my gosh. Oh man, look at the ETH BTC ratio was up here, drops freaking 69, 70%, okay? But now let's have some fun cherry picking. Okay, you like cherries? I like cherries. Let's take 4 examples. Bitcoin, Soylana, XRP, Sui. All right? Bitcoin. So what's special about Bitcoin? Well, I'm just going to, just so you know, there's nothing special about these coins, friends. It's all random. Okay? Now, people holding them say, no, preposterous. Just move. It's random, friends. In another timeline, it's another 4 coins, man. All right? It's another 4 coins. In another timeline. Maybe you can make a case of Bitcoin being special, whatever, man. I'm just telling you. I looked at all of them. They each have a unique circumstance. You can't repeat it. It's just that they don't even know why they're successful. All right. Bitcoin had Michael Saylor leverage and the advantage of weak ISM in the economy. So this is what Bitcoiners think. Bitcoiners think in their mind, okay, I'm a Bitcoiner, but you know Bitcoin maxis, okay? They think that everything else is so bad, that's why Bitcoin's great. No. Bitcoin's gone up because they've printed money. Bitcoin responds to that. But the business cycle's still garbage. So they printed money. Bitcoin gets a response. But people aren't confident enough to invest out there. So now you just see a risk-off move in crypto, which is Bitcoin dominance rising. Okay? Which is pretty much this chart just going up and up and up and up forever. All right? So that's what's happening. So they've been printing money. Bitcoin continues because they keep printing. Yeah, but the business cycle hasn't gone up. Business ISM has not flushed up. It's actually still flushed down 30 months in a row, right? Still garbage. And so everyone in the economy, and like we are part of the economy, yeah, we don't have any confidence to invest in altcoins. That happens when business ISM is above 52. Yeah, we have not had that push up. Okay. So Bitcoin's got no tech, but I guess it has the best tech. It's the first response in crypto when they print money. Okay, until I guess whenever that changes. Who knows if that ever change? We'll see. So now you have XRP. So what you're going to notice between each of these, there's no commonality. Okay, XRP. XRP is now in its 4th cycle. It skipped all of 2021. It's now simply catching up to its XRP BTC ratio back from 2020. It's just catching up to it. And it hasn't even gained above. Even after XRP did a fast flash 8x move, it hasn't caught up. Can you believe that? And they're very slow on tech, and Ripple dumps it anyway. Look at the XRP BTC chart. You see that? That whole move we just saw of XRP rallying was that. That's 4.6x on XRP BTC, about 8x on the price. Yeah, friends, that's all it's done. Look, XRP has literally just come back to where it was August 2019. It has not made any gains. This was the peak of 2021 cycle. See that? So it's going like, oh, wow, we're back. That's why I'm kind of hoping if this is ETH BTC in 2028, 2029, if ETH BTC comes back here, back to where it is last, which is 0.055 to 0.08. That's what I'm hoping ETH BTC does. But You see it right now. So XRP, it skipped last cycle. It has no weak hands. It was just one of the chosen ones. And we're not good on them. Good on them. You guys skipped the whole cycle last year. So Soylana was the unicorn lottery spin winner this cycle, and it was considered dead. You have Phantom Wallet, the cute little ghost. They helped them with a fast user experience swapping. And then it hit exit velocity as Raoul Pal and other major influencers quickly adopted it. Most of the Soylana activity is pump fun and JPEG trading. Okay, so Soylana, well, I'm not trying to diminish anything. I'm just telling you the truth, right? So, friends, everybody in Soylana is like, oh, the tech was obvious, the tech was obvious. Bro, shut up. Shut up, bro. There was literally 15 alternatives that could have been chosen that are faster. You know, someone could have made a wallet on any other... See, this is the thing, friends. People confuse brains with the bull market. They think they're really, really smart. You're as stupid as me, dude. I've got a peanut brain, okay? They think they're geniuses, but they got lucky, okay? Phantom chose that chain, yeah? In another timeline, Phantom chooses Optimism chain, Ethereum layer 2, and Optimism make their sequencer really fast, like Soylana today, and it breaks a lot of stuff, and it's super fast. You are the winner of that cycle. Optimism, a random layer 2 chain, yeah? In another world, Andre Ruggier comes back from Sonic, Phantom, and Andre, his sequencer is super, super fast, and Phantom makes their wallet for that. Because coincidentally, it's called Phantom Chain, right? So Phantom wallet. You see what I mean? Like, most of it's just random, friends. And you don't even have to take my word for it. Just watch. They're not going to... 99% of the success you see, they're not repeating it next cycle. They're not repeating it. Okay? You know how we know this? The DeFi geniuses, all these DeFi yield farming, all these scum, they are nowhere to be seen right now. They've been washed out. They've been literally destroyed, washed out, no yield, moving around, don't know what they're doing. Okay? And they were considered geniuses in 2020 and 2021. They had all these subscriptions, when like, oh yeah, I'm a yield farmer. Oh, I do this and I do that and I get... Literally no edge. No edge. It's all gone. Now it's like a Soylana pump fun season stuff, right? You also have Pui. Pui, so SUI, is one of the new fast chains. But there are other chains too that aren't at the forefront. It also has the right token allocations and influencers promoting it. So, Pui, friends, there are other fast chain stuff like Pui. You know, I forgot all their names, but they're also super fast. Why was Pui chosen? I think they gave allocations to Raoul Pal, and maybe Arthur Hayes got it. Yeah, it is what it is. You just accept it. Someone's going to be like that. Someone's going to win the race. You know? But yeah, just don't confuse brains from a bull market. A lot of you have been thanking me. You've been learning that. Just, you'll see a lot of this stuff is random, friends. A lot more things that happen are random than we think. Just a lot of people are like, no, it's right place. A lot of it, yeah, it really is right place, right time. But it's opportunity, right? You create your own luck. So we're in crypto now. We've had a very long business ISM cycle down. And it's time to honk. Honk. So what's the common theme with all those 4 coins, chains? Nothing. There's literally nothing common. I checked every single thing on successful. Nothing common. Nothing. Nowhere. You know, you might say, Somi, what about the cult? What about the cult? Solana didn't have a cult at the bottom, bro. Pui has no cult. They bought their cult. Yeah. XRP's a cult, Bitcoin's a cult. Okay, but that's 2 out of 4. Yeah. XRP's cult got crushed by the SEC last cycle. They skipped the whole cycle. Now they're in 4th cycle. You see? You might say, oh yeah, but what about Bitcoin's cult? Yeah, but of course, Bitcoin's a religion. Okay. You see what I mean? There's no commonalities between all of them. They cross and they mix. It's just random. It's random. You got to know this, right? You just got to know this because you already understand where I'm coming from. If you drink your own Kool-Aid, you are a dead person walking. You know that. Don't drink your own Kool-Aid. Like, oh, it was always going to work and it's going to work forever. Is it? I don't think so. I think everyone has been humbled into oblivion. Okay? I started humble. But like I was like, wow, the difficult game turns out to be difficult. Surprise, surprise. I guess now we just wait for the business cycle to go up, ISM 52, and see what happens next. Right? That's probably going to happen, right? Business ISM cycle is going to go up. There's going to be new stories that appear. a new chain, a new person. Maybe FIFA comes and makes a coin. Maybe GTA 6 releases something, and you know what I mean? It's going to be totally random, friends. The thing is, though, you got to know two things, okay? There is a lot of randomness, but you got to be in it to win it. Okay, so you literally, your odds of winning are literally zero if you're like paying attention to the stock market, right? Or not paying attention to markets at all. You and I are here, we're here every single day as much as we can be. So we are here. We understand it. We know if things flash up 2x, we're not getting out. You understand the business cycle? We're not going to get cheated out when all the other scum soy boy jeets are going to sell early and stuff out here. Most likely the cycle. By the way, don't let that tempt you anything, but just, yeah, if they sell early and say it's going to be all over or whatever, you're prepared for that mentally. Yeah, and that's the hard work you do. So it's more like money's going to rain from the clouds. You just don't know how many coins you're going to get in your bucket, you know? So you're standing somewhere in the park with me and maybe like, 20 coins lands in our bucket where it's like, oh, you got like a 20x on your portfolio. I hope to God, right? And someone else out there, though, they're going to get a 500x. Yeah, and they're going to go, oh, it's because I threw salt over my shoulder. I did the sign of the cross. I walked out. I didn't have room temperature water for that day. And I had 2 of the same colored pink socks. That's why 500 coins. You know what I mean? That person will always exist somewhere. Someone's going to get the 500 coins. But is it repeatable? Well, the cycle's over by the time you even get a chance to see that. So we are in the right place, right time. Remember, long-term spot holding, that's the way to make it. Like, subscribe, bell button, all. Catch you soon.